Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, I mean from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Yeah, let's hear from this.
I'd like to just speak on this perception that getting more numbers in parliament will maybe change the dynamics of how these MPs take care of their constituencies. I think definitely that's ludicrous. We are piling up issues and not looking at really what these MPs are supposed to be, which is definitely
Okay.
lawmakers. But we really have a situation where my feeling is it's all directed into how people want to stick to power. And
This is Anojo. Let's take this call. Anojo, we can play again. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Mirambo calling you from Mazabuga.
Yes, Mr. Milambo from Mazabuga. Make your contributions, my brother.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador. I just want to make a few comments. You understand Tonga?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, and I have a comment over CDF.
Mm-hmm.
CDF is not only given to cadres. On that one, I disagree with you. And the cadres are not the one who are given contract to make basics. When you know Pemba where it is, right?
Yes, I know where Pemba is.
Yeah, when you go to Pemba, you find that CDF Bagayanga Igoro, and they have made a good quality on my desk. When you go there, you will see that CDF is really a game changer. Now, the only problem which is there is that our system, it is not cleaned. What I mean is that when you were in power, you left your people in these offices. The same people you left, they failed to move on with the new government. They are the one even they would want to go into your own sons. My brother, CDF, it is giving people power. Even to basara into Chobayana Bamwamba. Oro twamba uti in Pemba you want a school. Irajitiga. We just apply what we community want is ABCD. So the power has been given to the people. Then what was happening whereby a central government, it was the one making decisions over what should be brought in the community. Now this time is a different way of things. Mudara CDF, let's support this president of ours because he has delivered. We're talking about schools. Yeah, you, Mr. Mwamba, we thank you. Your government employed actually you built the schools, some little school there and there. As when we came in power, we made sure we recruited a lot of teachers. In your government, we are just building a very expensive schools. You would find that a school, a 1x3 classroom block, would cost about 4 million, which is not happening now. So the government of the day, through CDF, we we just need our people to move on, to move away from to say the Patriotic Front government is no longer in the government, it's in opposition now. Let those people move on, especially kwanu kubamwamba uku pamene uku that's right. I think let the new Dawn government clean up the system. That is when they're going to see what CDF is working. Other constituencies, Mr. Mwamba, people are enjoying it. Even the people who were supporting your government, who were PF, when you go in Pemba, they were given loans. And they're the one who has failed even to pay back those loans. But the government is just quiet on them. Your people, your own people who are eating in your government, they are the one failing to pay back the loans. Mudara, let's support this CDF so that people will continue, Mr. Mwamba. Upangama decision ingo bayanda. You understand?
Thank you, Mr. Malambo. Thank you very much. Well, that's my dear brother, Mr. Malambo, Mr. Milambo. He usually calls from Mazabuka. Kelvin Mugala says we must stop this draft constitution because the constitution is the highest law of the land and must reflect the will of the people. But this one is a UPND-driven constitution. There's no genuine consultation. He elaborates the cost of expanding parliament. Again, we can't afford it because this includes the salary, allowances, vehicle, and housing for these new over 100 MPs that to be added. Backdoor appointments, we know that this nomination again will not necessarily reflect the views of the country or national. This is just a power consolidation process to, support government. Then on the amendments on the Attorney General and Secretary to Cabinet, it just weakens institutional independence and the tilt of power towards the executive. Now, in 2016, there was an understanding that the Attorney General is so close to the incumbent president that when he loses power, his term should be tied to the presidency. There was a lot of reason. They want to go back to an issue where the Attorney General stays in office even when the president leaves. The amendment in 2016 looked at the practice for the last 60 years, and they found that anyway, the Attorney General was always fired by the new president, or Attorney General and Solicitor General. And these two should live together with the president. This president wants that amended. Can you imagine if I became president? Murilo Kabesha is UPND. He was aspiring for Kabwe Central. He remains UPND. You've seen his submissions where the office of the Attorney General even changes its position, for example, on Edgar Lungu's eligibility. The previous Attorney General even obtained 3 court judgments in the favor of the Attorney General. This one came and disowned it. If an opposition president won election, can the new president keep Murilo Kabesha, who's clearly a UPND stooge, and it reflects in his work? You can see there is no impartiality in the manner he discharges work. They want to secure his term, his tenure of office. Can Solicitor General Masho Muchende, who said to be a nephew to the president, will he keep his job when the new president comes? So our constitution made it very clear that the Attorney General and Solicitor General, looking at the practice in the last 60 years, their tenure must be tied to the president. And when the president leaves office, there should be gratuity for them, and they leave office. If the president wants to keep these ones, he can keep them, but it should, it should provide for their end. But this government wants that amended so that we go back to what it was before 2016. Bachilufia Patrick from UK. Good evening, my dear brother.
Good evening, Mamamba.
Please make your contributions.
Yeah, I'll be quick, Mamamba. To start with, I'll talk about the constitution-making process. I've spoken about that, and I think many viewers or observers, they're all saying, even the Law Association, everybody, they are saying the Constitution this draft constitution is not a priority.
Yeah.
What is the priority, Wamamba, now? Cost of living, inflation, unstable kwacha, and youth unemployment. You know, those are the priority.
Yeah.
Hold on. Those are the priority. But you know, Wamamba, as I stated earlier, that late Dr. Miles Monroe differentiated a politician from a leader. He said a leader's priority is to empower the next generation. A politician's priority is to win the next general election. This draft is just to consolidate the power of the president and also to win the next general election. And also, so it's not a priority. It should be stopped and we shouldn't allow it. And then increasing the number of MPs from 156 to 215. But we don't have money.
To 256. To 256, Mkalambwand.
256. We don't have money. Is this a priority? Again, this is lack of leadership. Because true leaders prioritize. True leaders invest money where it matters more. If they were increasing money for CDF, I wouldn't even fight. And this will cost a lot of money. But then this money could have been used to help the poor or even increase CDF. So this should not be allowed. The same way we defeated Biotet, that's the same way we need to defeat this one. We need to all to work together because UPND promised, one of their promises was to have a people's constitution, people's driven constitution. And the people's driven constitution takes a long time, Mama. Why are they rushing it? Because all stakeholders need to contribute. Running a nation is not just the executive. Running a nation requires all stakeholders in the country. The church, the business people, the Zambian people, government institutions, civil society, they all need to be involved in this process. But for a long time, this constitution-making process in our country has been hijacked by politicians.
Yeah.
I remember during the Manawasa Willie Mungomba constitution, there was a submission from most Zambians about, you remember Mwamba, about access to information. You remember?
Yes.
You know what happened? The Minister of Justice at that time, I think it was, I've just forgotten his name, is late. He wrote to William Mungomba and tell him that you need to remove the access to information recommendation. Who does that, Wamwamba? So this should not be allowed. Then Wamwamba, the limitation, the one they are using to increase the constituencies. The limitation does not mean increasing the constituencies. The limitation means realigning the border of the constituencies. You're in America. America has been doing the limitation every 10 years for 57 years. They've never increased the number of senators and the number of representatives in the House of Representatives for 57 years. In their constitution, it says every 10 years they have to delimitate. But you will never hear one constitution created. It's for realigning the borders of the constituencies. So even in Zambia, we can realign them, but we still remain with 156. Yeah. So, and then the issue of the Attorney General, Amamba, very important. That recommendation is very dangerous. That recommendation is not for Zambians, it's for the politicians. It's for political expediency. Bamwamba, the Attorney General, the Solicitor General currently are appointed by the President. If they were appointed by the Judicial Service Commission, that's a different ballgame. Then they can have a tenure now. But there's no separation at the moment. Since these guys are tied to the executive, they are appointed by the executive. There's no separation of power. There's no autonomy in Attorney General. Autonomy, just like the director of anti-corruption is appointed by the president. The director of ECZ is appointed by the president. They have no autonomy, and yet the constitution says it has to be an independent electoral commission.
Yeah.
So not until the proper separation of power between the executives and other institutions, we can have a tenure for these guys. I'll give you an example. Mutati situation. What did the government tell us? They were given legal advice by the Attorney General, isn't it, Mama?
Yeah.
That Mopani is not a state institution, and hence should not go to Parliament. So, in case HH goes in 2026, we want to revisit Mopani. How are we going to revisit Mopani with the same Attorney General who gave a wrong, to me, that was the wrong advice, or he was forced? So how do you do that?
Yeah.
I raised my case for Mom.
Thank you. Shufia from United Kingdom is a regular caller. You can call us. The number is scrolling just on my screen there. You can see it. It's 0973078082 on WhatsApp. You can reach us and make your contributions. At the beginning, I was playing an audio from my dear brother. Let me just continue.
I'll call myself that. I'd like to just speak on this perception that getting more numbers in Parliament will maybe change the dynamics of how these MPs take care of their constituencies. I think definitely that's ludicrous. We are piling up issues and not looking at really what these MPs are supposed to be, which is definitely lawmakers. But we really have a situation where my feeling is it's all directed into how people want to stick to power. And the sense here is to, blow up the balloon so that the balloon can carry you at whatever time. And then when you look at issues of, where they're saying if there's supposed to be a by-election, then we just handpick whoever is supposed to take over. That already is infringing democracy. Democracy must be such that the people should choose who fits them. And so when I look at such proposals of, let's just handpick so that we save money. Whoever said democracy is cheap? Democracy is not cheap. And if we do subscribe to it and we do believe in the tenets of democracy, we should forego the process. We should definitely then have by-elections and people should always speak. What if the people are so upset with the deceased, or they have a criminal who was the MP and then is impeached or whatever? Then there has to be a choice. I believe these things are being rushed, and they're being rushed at a pace that I certainly think we are losing it as a country. Thank you. I hope you do get to read my message.
Thank you very much. That was a Milambo who said CDF works is a game changer. Well, Milambo, don't argue with me. Look at the public audits that have been done from the National Audit Office, especially on the 2023 audits for CDF. And don't blame civil servants and you claim that they are PF and they're trying to frustrate government. That excuse is lame. It doesn't hold water. Civil servants are civil servants. In fact, for us, we have a huge plans for civil servants. We've said there will be no civil servant that will pay as you earn. all workers in Zambia will pay 15% and below, nothing above. And for those earning 0 to 10,000 kwacha, it will be tax-free. But widen the tax base so that there's no loss of revenue to the state. We sympathize with civil servants. We think that they are heavily laden with this debt. There's predatory lending by microfinance institution. We have said will shift the burden of what they owe to the Zambia Public Microfinance Institution, which is a government-owned entity, as we resolve the landscape that has allowed for this predatory lending to take root. The purpose of microcredit is to support people, bring them into financial inclusion, give them powers to buy cars, furniture, and other things, not to drive them into debt and to drive them to death the way it is. So you have to harmonize the role of microcredit lending. The visionaries who promoted micro lending recognize the power of lending, that if you lend money to people, it just builds the economy, but not at the rates that our people are lent to against their salaries. You can never recover. So as you do an awesome reform to the financial landscape, you take into account the highly indebted civil servants, you move them to Zambia Public Microfinancial Institutions, then you pay and clear all their debts that you owe them, whether it's long service, whether it's leave days, whether it's any allowance that you owe them. Clear at once. Don't hold people's money the way Musokotwane has been doing. Clear local debt. Local debt become our primary focus, not foreign debt, local debt. That $10 billion, you dismantle it and you give the people, our people, their money. You see activity in the economy. And if you look at the population eligible to work, it's about 10 million. And only 900,000 are in formal employment, under 1 million. That's unaffordable. That's a chaos. That's chaos. You are sitting on a landmine. If you have so many, literally the entire adult population unemployed. Okay, we seem to have a caller. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Honorable, good evening.
Good
Mr.
evening.
Chiwala from Lusaka.
Yes, Mr. Chiwala. Please make your contribution.
How are you, Honorable?
I'm very well, thank you.
We miss you so much, sir.
You can see me, I'm here.
Yes, sir, I feel these guys, in as much as they are holding us from participating in rallies, I think it's better we go underground.
Mm-hmm.
We go underground, we see how best we can push this. Because to be honest with you, sir, if we just cross the 2026 with these people, it would be something else.
Mm-hmm.
So for the better for this country, even the generation of our children, it's better we try by all means to work extra hard so that we can push out this person.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the Tonse Alliance, I feel like, even Membe, I watched one of the clip where Membe was contributing, Lungu, this, that. I feel we need to leave that man. We should push him away from Tonse Alliance. Tonse Alliance, if he can just stand like that, I think we can make it.
Okay. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay.
Yeah, please go, make your contribution. About Tonse Alliance, my view is very clear. I think that we should allow Hari Kalaba, Muhabi Lungu, we should allow everyone, Fred Membe, into one opposition front. That's what you need. You need a united front to dislodge the PF. I was looking at the people standing for parliament in Malawi. 26 presidential candidates. We just need to be strategic. This government is not good for our country, it's not good for ourselves. I think it's very important that the opposition mobilize themselves and they stop looking at who can be or who can't be a member of the opposition. Okay, we have another caller. Good evening, my brother. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
All right, I'm Dr. Mlenga from Lusaka.
Yes, Doc. Please make your contributions.
First of all, I want to commend you. I don't know how many people might have told you, but you are extremely intelligent.
Oh, I'm grateful, sir.
And your discourse is on another level. I hope the Zambians are listening to you.
Thank you very much.
Because you are teaching them to think, not with their emotions, but with their brains.
Thank you.
To the proposed this increase in members of parliament. As I agree totally with you, the duty of a member of parliament is not to bring you a bridge, to bring you a school, to bring you a clinic. The member of parliament is there to legislate. When you increase the numbers, it doesn't mean anything at all.
No.
But we know what they mean by increasing anyway. And we don't want to remain stupid about it. The issue here is about control. It's not about women or youth or what and what. No. The man sees himself not succeeding through 50 plus 1, percentage. He knows that. And what do you do? In this case, let me increase the numbers of MPs so that at least I'll have some control. Even if I lose, there will still be some control. But if I, then it will even be worse because there will be so many 42 appointed, MPs, whatever you can call them. So the issue is not about women or youth. That is nonsense. Everybody must understand that. I commend trying to bring people to think clearly on this issue. Yeah. The issue is simply control. The guy is control. He knows he has done his, Basushushu have done the analysis. They have told him, no, you're not very popular. You might lose, blah, blah. What do you do? Control parliament somehow. So it's not about the youth, the disabled, all that nonsense. It's nonsense, total nonsense.
Yeah.
And I want to stand here and tell the people of Zambia, please don't fall for that nonsensical explanation about empowering the youth, empowering women and the disabled. If it's so meant to empower them, why the 8 appointees were all fossils?
Yeah.
Why? Why? You should have done it with your 8. The 8 is so little a number. You should have shown it at least 6. 3 youth and 2 maybe women, maybe 1 disabled. Then we could have said, oh, the guy has got good intentions. But it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. And I commend you. Please continue preaching. And I hope that the people of Zambia are listening to you because you are giving them a very, very good foundation to start thinking. Our people, they think with their stomachs sometimes.
Doc, thank you very much, and thank you for your contributions. Thank you very much. Oh, that's Dr. Mlenga. Thank you, Dr. Mlenga, for that wonderful view and contribution and the good, kind words to myself. We aim to bring service to our people. Today we are discussing the proposed draft constitution. We think it's not necessary. It's anchoring on expanding parliament from the current 156 to about 256. They want 211 elected. They say they will take into consideration the delimitation report from ECZ. Up to now, they have not disclosed where these new seats will go to, the 55 new seats will go to. I've got Mr. Mabo from Italy. My dear brother, Mr. Mabo. Good evening, sir. Good to hear from you.
Yes, last time Pedro Kwabantu me chance and hear what their views were. I was listening and chip in and chip out, but it was interesting. I was looking forward to the other gentleman who talked about the Mopani, because you told him to go and do more research and come back and so you can continue that technical debate you had with him. But it seems he didn't come back.
He did call back. He agreed with us.
Oh.
Yes, he came back on the same program. Yes, he did. He did. He agreed that ZCCMIH. He agreed that ZCMIH owned Mopani by 2020 100%. He agreed that therefore the 49% was a reduction from 100%. He agreed on the investment of $4.5 billion that was done to Mopani, the new shafts at Kitwe, Synclonarium shaft, Mindolo shaft, and the Henderson shaft. He agreed. And then he agreed that he had done his investigation. He did agree.
So he's clear now, and I hope a lot of our people are also clear, because this information, Ambassador, it's sometimes, I don't know why, but our people seem not that interested in things that matter, my priorities, definitely.
Emkwai kanongole chitolwambo valesulangole chitolwambo baningamlela ndefya mano iyo abantu besu chilansha. We have to shift the focus of debate, but we must not be discouraged.
I think since the population is really Kula, you find that it's just like in the air. People are paying attention to like holistic issues affecting our country. Although, these are like when we are in junior high school in Zambia, that's when we learn about the separation of powers, Ambassador.
Namshanga mama campaign, I've been in campaigns. You know what our MPs promise our people and what our people expect of our MPs. Everyone has lost the plot. The MP is a mere representative to go and make laws in parliament. But they want the MP to bring development. Now MP efya chitangai minina alanda tinenkaleta oyumusevo ineparapa shaba bridge nenkaleta inenka chitefi. We have lost the plot, and that's why I'm saying, can we go back to what works? You are just a member of parliament. Your role is to represent your people in parliament about the laws. You are a legislator.
No, but the basics of civic education and the three arms of government, they who belong to the legislature, but if it's and mix with the executive, what's really going on?
Yes, because MP has found it easier to pandit themselves as an agent of development. Inenga mwansalanga military development, takawa development. Yet an MP can bring development to your area. It's not possible. It's just not possible in the framework. That is why you see a lot of MPs would even spend their family money to build a road or build a bridge or pay school fees, because we have lost the plot. But if we are to develop this country, we have to be serious, Wamabo. We have to be serious.
That's the word, Ambassador. You said it was serious. I think we actually go more like a joke, man. You mentioned China, Ambassador. As you know, I'm passionate about China. Maybe because people some but you know about their standing committee elects. Their standing committee elects the Politburo of China. China has more than 1 billion people, almost 1.5, I think by now, 1.4.
Yeah.
And in the Politburo, the highest organ that's in charge of policy direction in China only has 7 members, Ambassador, out of 1.5 billion people.
Yeah.
Now you know why they have only 7 people. These are the people who die for their motherland. You can't bribe any of these people. You can't give any of those members of the Politburo at Nalapela $1 trillion. So me, I am a minerals of this part of China. That's how patriotic our people are.
their people are. And for us, how many ambassadors? Take $500,000, $500,000, foreigners, sometimes Panama issues at the chiefs. So Adama chiefs giving a land to foreigners. Land, imagine, land. So I wanted to ask you, Lelo, how can we make our people more patriotic to the land? Understand that it's very important to be loyal to the nation, not to personal interests. You can't be using the government machinery, even destroying the sanctity of the Constitution to channel its effects to some personal gain, which is very shallow because, most of our politicians have lived more years than they are about to live, If somebody is 60 years old, chances are that they're not going to live another 60 years old, 60 years from now, So whatever they are doing, posterity will be not on their side, or they are on the wrong side of history, and we will suffer a new generation which is coming. So, the question I have is, even if you come back to our ambassador or anybody else, how can we make most of our people, even just 7 or 8, 10% of our population, a little bit more patriotic, that they can't sell our own, they can't sell their own people, their own inroads, their own land, their own constitution, their own everything that really matters to any country that considers itself sacred. I would like you to.
I'll answer Amabo. Thank you very much. I'll answer Amabo. Thank you very much. That's our dear brother, Mr. Mabo from Italy's president of Zambians living in Italy, and is a very passionate contributor to this program, and also a very passionate lover of our country, and he preaches development. Brother Milambo wants to come back. Mr. Milambo, you want to come back? Anybody?
Yes, sir. Amendments. I like the way you are coming out now, looking at the proposed constitution amendments. Don't you think it will be a reminder to any president who will come to say you need to have people with disabilities over this number, and also you need to have women over this number? Don't you think it's Zambia? We are going to represent our constituencies very well, because in other areas women, they were not given a time to represent the constituency. They were just many. Some they stayed even 50 years, 20 years in the parliament. So now, I believe that Marienda Sana Wamwamba imwe. I saw you in Wengwa. Should be that time when there was a funeral in Wengwa, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you went even to Zimba. You know Zimba, huh?
Yes.
So if you look at Zimba, it is a constituency which is very big. Oromatora CDF Wamwamba, it's just like a drop of water. We know no difference because that constituency is too big. I guess also you went to Sinazongwe, right? Even Sinazongwe, it is one constituency, and it's a district from somewhere there. I forgot the name. Somewhere there's a district. Don't you think those constituencies, and Gwembe and also Pemba, don't you think those constituencies are too big? It will be like no matter development, it will be not seen because of the big of the constituency. Even our president, even the former president Edgar Sagwarungu, when he came in Sinazongwe, he was opening something like a mine. He said, "This is the largest constituency that I have traveled to." He knows where Marima is, and he knows where Sinazongwe is, and he knows where Mamba is, and he knows where Mwemba is. If you ask him, he will tell you to say Sinazongwe is one of the biggest constituency in Southern Province.
Thank you, Mr.
understand?
Milambo. I'll answer you.
Amendments, they will help constituencies like Sinazongwe, like Gwembe, like Zimba, and the part of Monze and Pemba. Those are constituencies that we are looking for as a citizens, not as any representative of any political party, but as a citizens, so that those people also they can get equal development. Look at, I believe also you went to Sibuinji under Jamba Majira. What constituency is that?
Mwembeshi.
Mwembeshi. You know Mwembeshi, right?
Yes.
Mr. Mwamba?
Yes, I do.
Hello?
Yes, I do. Oh, Mr. Milambo is cut, I think. Yeah. If you've heard my proposal, I'm actually even reducing the number of current MPs. My proposal is that what you may need to increase are districts. In the model of decentralization, what should delimitation process should actually affect more wards so that there's representation in the local authority. Okay. Mr. Mkosa, my dear brother, how are you?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
Very well, Mr. Mkosa. Please make your quick contributions.
No problem, man. Wasn't going on. I've observed that.
No, I give you the same time like everyone else.
There's a lot of calls that are coming in, but when others are contributing, you give them enough time. Now, let me add my voice on this topic of discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkosa.
Yes. I think for me, I feel there's no need of stopping these amendments because these amendments are beneficial to our country, more especially the youths, women, and people with disability. Because for the first time, they will be given an opportunity constitutionally to be part of the governance of this country. So I feel we need to go ahead. Secondly, look at the issue of delimitation. When you talk about delimitation, we are not just talking about dividing constituencies. We are talking about the development going to different parts of this country. Because for now, we have some constituencies which are very vast, big, that even this man which the CDF against the CDF, or yafika moja constituency sioneka. That's why it's very it's a scam. It's hoax. It is because of this same issue my constituency so we need to allow these amendments to take place. And I feel youths must support this, women must support this. We know for sure, although I don't want to sound political, but we know that people that are against these amendments, if you look at them, most of them, I'm not saying all of them, mark my words, not all of them, but political parties, more especially the PF, they all what they use the youths, and they want to continue with this. But this government, if you have looked at how they have handled the youths, most of the people that have been employed, almost 100,000, are youths. Look at the empowerment through CDF. My skills. My youths. Voze vamene vachitika vambiri vamene vachiachieve government viri kumbali kwa my youths. Even free education. It benefits young people. So now, because in 2021, young people, more especially, they are the one who ushered in this government. But by that time, government. But now we want them to be part and parcel of the governance system of this country. So
thank you, Mr. Mkosa. Can I now cut you? At least you've made your contributions, isn't it?
I'm just concluding.
Please conclude.
I'm just concluding. So there is no need, in my conclusion, there is no need. If anything, you being a reader, You are the people that are supposed to support this and encourage more Zambians to support these amendments, because we need to move with the current situation. Let us not continue living in the past. Thank you very much, Comrade. Have a wonderful, I don't know if it is evening there or afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My dear brother Mkosa is a member of the UPND Alliance and is very passionate about his party and he supports his views, and we give him the platform. This is what his platform is for all Zambians. There's a gentleman who's trying to reach us. Let me see if I can call him quickly. I hope I'll go through. I've got most of his missed calls from this number. Okay. My brother, I had to call you because I've seen that I've missed most of the calls from you. Please introduce yourself and tell us your name and make your contributions.
Okay. My name is Alex. Bamwamba, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Alex. Where are you calling us from?
We are from Zambia, Lusaka.
Wonderful. Please make your contributions.
Yes. Okay. I started to maybe talk about CDF. I've heard a lot of submissions from, I can actually tell, I think it must be from Southern Province. He's talking about Pemba and those kind of districts.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we are missing to those brothers that are contributing from that kind of angle is CDF is not per se bring development, especially if you cut constituencies. We cannot develop because there are constituencies where you find it's a game park.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Part of it is a game park, and maybe on the far corner, that's where a lot of people stay. And then all this area, it's void. There are animals, and there's maybe just forest.
Mm-hmm.
So it cannot be a reason to delimitate because the area size is big.
Yeah.
So we should not delimitate it just for the sake of cutting constituencies and you think will go and develop. What if there are no people in those areas?
Mm.
What are you cutting those constituencies for?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, especially even what they're trying to do with this constitution they want to amend, we should all rise up and not support this, because I can see many of the proposals are only meant to perpetuate the stay of the current regime, of which we cannot support, because eventually we'll have no parliament that will stand up and speak for the people and then even bring development, because it will be just a one-way street. It will be one executive putting in whatever they want to do. I've seen amendments, some of them that are saying that you can disband parliament and put in people that you want, which does not make sense for me. Some proposals are like we want women and youth, but we're talking about very small numbers of people. Then what is the agency of amending this constitution? Because 12 youth as opposed to 260 something members of parliament, that's very, very minimal. You look at the disabled, 3, it does not make sense. If anything, it should be we should enhance the political parties bill, which will make political parties adopt more youth, more women, and the disabled, so that if they are voted in, then they can go and make numbers that will make sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a carrot being dangled, and now it's come out in the light that they didn't mean what they were saying from the onset. They just wanted to use the youth, the disabled, use the women, so that we can go to parliament and go and change. But there must be something that they want to do in there that we don't want to see, or they don't want us to see. So I don't know what we can do. I don't know as a country, you guys in political parties, people on the ground, I don't know what we need to do so that we can stop this amendment. Otherwise, we're going to lose this country, and beyond 2026, we will have no country to talk about. I submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Another argument the PF are using, that because of the failing of Bill 10, we cannot delimitate constituencies. Such ignorance on the part of the Minister of Justice and the Honorable Mundubile, who purports to be a lawyer, is alarming.
My brother,
Article 58 of the...
Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yeah, this is Sensual Banda.
Honorable Sensual Banda, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Very well. We are discussing the proposed constitutional amendments and the proposal to expand Parliament to 256 MPs.
Yeah, for me, as an entry point, my first issue is that, Zambia has had a very painful history in terms of constitutional making process, and it has been a lengthy one. And the turning point was when we had I think the Manakatwe commission review, in which actually the people of Zambia had trusted the good intention of government to spearhead and manage that process. And what that culminates into the betrayal of people's trust. So from that time henceforth, you've noticed that the power base to ensure that towards making of the constitution had to shift to the people. Successive governments, they tend to legitimize the popular body, which among other things undertook to come up with terms of reference, the roadmap, and other things. This, the outcome could not have been perfect, but this successive government, they recognize and acknowledge the constitutional principle that the power to amend or amend the constitution lies with the people. And this is the history and the principle which this UPND government, choose to put aside. And they went ahead, without consulting the people, and we saw the president saying, actually, the people have agreed. We're not in Kasama. Went ahead and says, actually, the draft was there, and actually we proved that the draft was there. And the issue is that they said this government had good intentions for the people of Zambia. And because of the experience of Manakatwe Review Commission, the good intention of government is never good enough. And that's the reason that if this government had good intention, for argument's sake, Article 259 provides that the president could have actually appointed those youths and women and different able persons, but he failed to use that window. Another example again is an issue of delimitation. Article 58 and 59. 58 provides 58A provides for gives the mandate to ECZ to actually to do the delimitation, and B provides for the review of those boundaries, and there's got nothing to if the review is done every 10 years, but it's got nothing to do with
constituencies.
Delimitation every 10 years. Yes, in fact, if I give an example of Kasenengwa, Chipangali, Senga Hill, My Finger, Love Shimanda, and Kanshibia, these were delimited without the amending of the constitution. So again, the government had the mandate to do so, using that window. So that good intention, which the government has, does not arise. Let me give an example. Let me cherry pick just one provision in the constitution, that Article 52, which they say they will actually, which is clause 6. it will be deleted and replaced. And clause 6A provides that just nomination, when the nomination are done, okay, and subsequently somebody pulls out, okay, what they're saying is that actually the elections will go on. But you and me know very well that the resignation of an individual can have externalities in terms of the resignation that have nothing to do with the party. In fact, it's possible with those who have resources buy about 20 MPs and they resign. So what that does is that it differentiates voters and also deny the people to have the right representation in parliament. If you look again, B, it talks about when the court nullifies that nomination, the elections will go ahead. Let me give an example. We've seen what has happened before, because one thing is that we should characterize people by actions and will never be deceived by their words. For argument's sake, we've seen what happened Kabushi and Kwacha, where the court was very clear what needs to be done, but that was what they did was contrary. Now, in this case, where they say when the court nullifies, and however you go ahead and have elections as prescribed in terms of the date, what will happen is that what if some UPND stooge go in court and says actually these presidential candidates have got cases in courts and so on and so forth, and the matters are taken to court, and the court decides otherwise, and those candidates will be pushed away because it does not provide a remedy as to what happens to that party which has lost a candidate. You have President HH with the Mudiokela, you know. It's only at clause C, which talks about when someone dies, that's when there's a provision of cancelling and having new nomination. So these are some of the issues which we need to deal with, because this Article 52 can change the democratic outlook, can change the power base, can change. It's got a potent to destroy what we've built from 1991. So for me, this constitution I actually call it a poison cherry. You know, it is sweetened on the outside, but at the core of it is dangerous. You know, so for me, I think Zambians should stand up and say no. And in any case, the power to change the constitution or amend lies with the people. If they so desire, let them wait. We have an election, and then they come back. If people say yes, we'll be elected you back because of your good works, then let them follow through the process that the people who are the owner of the constitution participate in the process. I think for now, I'm saying Zambia should say no to this constitution making process, and the bills do what has been brought forward. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Sencho Banda, I think he should be our last caller, although there is another perpetual caller who's calling. Maybe let's give them an opportunity. They should be our last callers. Our view is that this constitutional amendment process is not necessary. It's a distraction to the preparations for next year's elections. The intentions are not clear. There is no adequate time to bring consensus. My dear brother, I had to call you back because I've seen you are one of those people that have been calling and have not been going through. You are our last caller. Make your contributions.
Thank you, Mr. Mwamba. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying now. Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to contribute on the same topic.
If you have a name, tell us. If you wish to remain anonymous, you can tell us.
I remain Mr. X.
Mr. X, make your contributions.
Thank you so much. On the issue of members of parliament, youth participation, you know, women and youth participation in parliament. If our government is passionate about empowering the youths and the women participation, we would have seen what is happening. We have seen today they have unveiled the MP for Rumez. Out of 7 of them shortlisted, there was only one woman, and they have gone to pick the man. If they are passionate about women and youths, they would have gone to that lady who was just alone out of 7 of them, out of 6 of them. He was just the only lady who applied and shortlisted. We just a scam. We have seen that is a scam. If they are passionate about it, we would have picked that lady. And she was the only person who was applied and she was listed amongst the 7.
Yeah.
And that man was
Gary Nkombo was fired. We expected a youth or a woman to be appointed.
Yes. Out of those, Gary Nkombo was fired. We expected a woman, at least, or a youth, but they have replaced him with somebody who is out of youth watching. So it's just a scam. I'm not sure if this is. At least, Mr. Mwamba, let's just block this. I don't know which way to use to stop these amendments from Parliament. Otherwise, we are not happy. We see the way things are going. No. We can't trust these people.
Yes, correct. Thank you very much. Okay, I think that was our last caller, Mr. X. Today we're discussing the proposed constitutional amendments, and we came down to the proposed amendments to expand our parliament from the current 156 member parliament to 256. We think that that's totally not necessary. It's a contentious matter. There is no time between now and next year's elections to achieve consensus. This process has been driven by the executive, by the UPND. It's not a people-driven constitution. Our people have not asked for these amendments. We then lay before you a proposal that, in fact, the solution is not on the number of MPs to represent you, because MPs are mere legislators. Their role is they are not development agents. They are not agents of development. They are legislators. That's how the Constitution defines them. They are lawmakers. Their role is to make laws on your behalf. Approve national budget. Look at the health of our nation from, peace and security at that level as members of parliament. But we've made them that they should bring roads, they should bring bridges, and that they should bring schools and health centers to where we are. No, that's not the role of an MP. Our MPs, in the manner they were fashioned, they should be in parliament, in Lusaka, to resolve issues of the law. Development, our proposal is that should go to the local area. In fact, the delimitation exercise should expand more wards so that our people are represented. Then they sit in that local chamber. That is your mini parliament where you need to focus development. Empower ministries, ensure that there is proper decentralization per sector. The sectors should be at local government level. Propose the decentralization of government services, such as issuance of NRC passports, driver's license, the issues of land titling and land survey should come to the local area, including developmental initiative of water and electricity. You empower the local authority. We already have a structure that is working. That is why we are sending equalization fund, because you're very highly qualified university graduate at local level, at a district level. Why don't we strengthen that system? Ensure that you have proper capacity for its procurement system and give it fiscal, both resource mobilization and fiscal decentralization. Take the money where the people are. Let them plan for development. And these technocrats, with the elected government structure of the mayor, democratically elected, or council chairperson, and the councillors, they sit in chamber, you give them money, they budget for the district. What roads need to be taken, what water needs to be taken, what electricity needs to be taken where, what crossing points need to be done where. CDF, we've demonstrated that CDF is a peripheral issue. CDF can never be an agent of national development. You are going to have, it's poorly supervised, it's poorly structured, it's token resources for the MP to ensure that there's some urgent issues to be done with. Development should come at a district with your councillors, with the mayor or council chairperson, with the technocrats, and then they deliver development to the district. We think that's a more efficient way. And if you look at models that have brought development, those are the models that have delivered development. CDF can never. That's why currently says looting friends. Mr. Milambo from Mazabuka or from Monza insists that CDF delivers and it's a game changer. It's not a game changer. We have an alternative plan, which I think can be a proper, deliverer of development. Your MP is a lawmaker. Wakuyapanga funde parliament. That's the role of the MP. We make them promise you roads. We make them promise you fertilizer. That's not the role of an MP. Let's streamline the role of an MP. Is a lawmaker, he should go to Lusaka to make laws for you. That's why they are 9 months in Lusaka, because their role is to ensure that they pass those legislation and laws. They would be representative in nature, is that they can speak to your area. In fact, you can reduce the number of MPs from the current 156 to the number of districts. If there are areas that are big, like Sinazongwe or Pemba or Mpika, or any other area that is big, you can fashion a district out of them so that you bring the same structure we are talking about to that area. This will be transformative. This will bring development far faster than any other model that I know in comparison. So until we begin to think like that, you can even increase the number of MPs to 500. It will not bring development to your area. It will not. The fashion is go to the decentralization policy, the devolution policy, take away power, resources, and experts from the center, take it to the periphery, empower the periphery with fiscal and resource mobilization, independence, and support them from the center. You will see no one will feel left out. No one will say, I'm from Mongu if the central government ignores us. I'm from Chipata, or I'm from Choma, we are ignored, or I'm from Chinsali, or I'm from Solwezi, we are ignored. No one will speak like that if you delivered an active, tested model like that. Currently our councils are sidelined. CDF and ward development committees are actually even more powerful than your mayor, or elected mayor. They can choose and decide who gets development than you can. Yes, we want a citizen-driven local government, but not in the manner that our people are fashioning in. They don't seem to understand what decentralization, devolution, and the federated structure can do to bring development. They think CDF, they will pack it, whether MPs sits there or DC, it still can't deliver development. It will deliver these token issues, but awesome development to a district can never come in that fashion. So until next time, today we're discussing this constitution, and from the callers, the issue other than two, Mukosa and our brother Milambo, many people are saying President Hakainde Hichilema must abandon this process. He must leave this process alone until after elections so that we can have a meaningful conversation. God bless you. God bless our country. And thank you for tuning in.
Current constitution gives the power to the Electoral Commission to delimitate constituencies without bulletin. Wards have already been delimited using Article 58. We have done that. The law states that after 10 years, the Electoral Commission of Zambia under Article 58 will delimitate constituencies. And when they went out in the field, delimitating the constituencies, they have been using Article 58. You see, it's not fair to Zambians for the PF to be sharing ignorance. They should not share ignorance. The law is very clear. And for your information, they are also saying that because the Constitution says there shall be 156 constituencies. This is not the first time or the last time that we have had such a clause limiting the number of MPs in Parliament. In 2016, we delimited constituencies in Zambia. Before that, we used to have 150. We increased the number of constituencies 256 using the current constitution. All what the Electoral Commission of Zambia has to do now, if they want the constituencies to be delimited, they have to come up with a bill indicating the number of constituencies they want, and then it will be brought to for the words, because there is no need for Parliament to approve. They have already done that.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.